Okay, so we need to do two definitions before we even get started, because I haven't used these terms with you before, but it's situation equation and solution equation. So you probably don't have your glossary with you, and that's okay. I'm going to write the definitions for you, and then you can pause it and copy them down either in your math notebook or on a piece of binder paper. So what you're looking at here is situation equation is an equation that shows structure of the information in a problem. So you read a word problem and you're like, okay, I know what I need to figure out. So your structure is going to be something like 35 plus n, or plus something, equals 40. Well, now you're stuck with, oh, how do I figure out n? Well, you need a solution equation, an equation that shows the operation that can be used to solve the problem. So that equation might be, for example, n equals 40 take away 35, because that's what you had to do to figure out n. So we're going to go through these next three problems. If you need to pause it right now to write down these definitions, or to rewind it to hear those definitions again so you kind of get an understanding of them, go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, I'm going to look at number 15 with you. And I'm not saying these are the end-all, be-all equations. You might come up with something different. But for number 15, we have a collection of coins, 2,152 coins. 628 of those coins are pennies. How many coins are not pennies? So when I hear in a collection of 2,152 coins, I hear that as a total. So 2,152 coins equals, okay? So we need to come up with our situation equation, which is going to be 628 of these coins are pennies, plus C equals coins, which are not pennies. So that's our situation equation for number 15. And now we need to solve the problem. What is my solution equation going to be? Well, I'm going to say C equals 2,152 take away 628, which equals 1,524 coins. Okay, so moving on to number 16. Susanna took $3,050 out of her bank account. Now she has $11,605 left in the account. How much money was in Susanna's account to start? So when I hear Susanna took money out of her bank account, I'm hearing took out of her bank account. I hear a subtraction sign. I hear how much she has left in her bank account. So I need to know how much was in it to start. And I'm going to use the letter D for dollars. So that's going to be my situation equation. Here's the situation. She took this amount of money. We have this amount of money left. How much money did she have to start? So I need to come up with a solution equation to find out how to get D. So how am I going to get D? I'm going to take D and do the inverse operation. I'm going to add that money right back into the account. And I should get how much we had to start with. Okay, so for number 17, in the month of May, Movie Land rented 563 action movies, and 452 comedy movies. How many action and comedy movies in all did Movieland rent in May? Well, this one's a pretty easy one. You're going to take 563 action movies. I hear the words in all. That means I need to add them. And 452 comedy movies. And he wants to know how many movies in all. That's a basic addition problem. And this would be your solution and situation equation all in the same one. And so how many movies is it total? It's 1,015 movies in all. Okay, so there's 3 more problems, and we're going to continue doing the same thing. Read the problem, figure out where in the equation the information you have fits, and you need to find out the rest. So looking at number 18, it says, the workers of a factory made 3,250 pink balloons in the morning. There were 5,975 pink balloons at the factory at the end of the day. How many pink balloons did the factory workers make in the afternoon? So it sounds like there were 2 parts to the day, the morning and the afternoon, and then you have the end of the day. So the way I'm understanding it is here's my morning numbers, 3,250 in the morning. We're going to add that to whatever they did in the afternoon, and we have a total of 5,975 pink balloons at the end of the day. That is our situation equation. Notice in the directions it does say to write an equation to solve the problem. So I need to be seeing an equation when you're doing these types of problems, because that's kind of a glimpse into your thinking. So now, how do I solve this? I need a solution equation to solve this. So what I normally do in this situation is I would try the inverse operation. I would take away what I did in the morning from the end of the day total to get what we did in the afternoon. So my solution equation is going to be 5,975 take away 3,250. I'm going to slowly and carefully take my time to do the subtraction, and the answer is going to be, they did A equals 2,725 pink balloons in the afternoon. If you need to see it again, need to hear it again, you can always press pause and rewind it back. Looking at number 19, we have Terrence is planning a 760-mile trip. He travels 323 miles the first 2 days. How many miles does Terrence have left to travel on his trip? So his total trip is going to be 760 miles. In the first 2 days, he travels 323. How many miles does he have left to go? That would be our situation equation. Go ahead and pause this and figure out what the solution equation is and what the solution is. So your situation equation, you're trying to find out how many miles you have left. So you're going to subtract the miles that you've already traveled, the 323, from the total amount of 760, and you should have 437 miles left. So number 20, our last one. There were some people at the football stadium early last Sunday, and then 5,424 people arrived. Then there were 79,852 people at the stadium. How many people arrived early? So you have some people who arrived early. We're going to call them the E people. We're going to add the 5,420 more people that came for a total of 79,852 people. Go ahead and hit pause, set up the situation equation. This is the situation equation, I'm sorry, the solution equation to solve this problem. How many people arrived early? So, if you did the inverse operation and took the total number of people, which was 79,852, and subtracted how many people arrived later in the day, you will have a total of 74,424 people that arrived early. I'm going to challenge you to look at this puzzled penguin and read through it and write a response to Puzzled Penguin for a Cognac card tomorrow. Please make sure that you send me an inbox message on Haiku and tell me one thing you learned and one thing you're still confused about, so that I know that you watched this video, and I look forward to working with you on the homework pages tomorrow. The big thing that I wanted you to understand here is that sometimes when you're working through word problems, you need to have a solution equation and a situation equation, and knowing the difference between those two. I hope you liked this flip lesson, and I will see you tomorrow.